Today in the Quadratec Academy, we're going to show you how to take the hardtop off your 2020 and newer Jeep Gladiator. Hey guys, Rob here for Quadratec.com. Welcome to another episode of the Quadratec Academy. Today we're going to be covering the steps to remove the hardtop from your 2020 or newer Jeep Gladiator. Now, removing that top is a very simple process and is one I highly recommend everyone out there to try at least once. The experience of driving your Gladiator down the road or the trail with the top completely removed is a totally unique experience that you can only find with the Jeep Gladiator. No other truck on the market offers that experience. Now, the process is very simple. It's only going to take a few tools that Jeep goes as far as including with every new Jeep Gladiator. So you really don't have any excuse for not removing your hardtop. Now, you will need an extra pair of hands to give you a hand so that you can lift your top off safely without hurting yourself or damaging your hardtop. After that, inside of that toolkit, you are going to find an instruction card. However, we're not going to need that today because I'm going to be showing you just how easy it is to remove your hardtop. You're going to need the T50 Torx bit from inside your toolkit. You're also going to need the ratchet that's included inside of that kit. Now, we only have a few bolts to remove. Before we start that, however, we do need to remove the freedom panels from the front of our hardtop. Now, the process to remove those freedom panels is very easy, just involves flipping a couple latches, and it's actually identical to the process of removing the freedom panels on the 2018 or newer Jeep Wrangler JL. If you have any questions on how to remove those panels, you can click that info button to watch our other Quadratec Academy video that we put together showing you how to remove those panels. In fact, if you've owned a Wrangler since 2007 with a hardtop that's had those freedom panels, the process is very similar and very easy to take care of. Should only take you just a few minutes. And if you've got the freedom panels, you should be removing those all the time to experience great weather driving. So you should be pretty familiar with how that's done. And once you have that out of the way, the first thing we need to do is go ahead and remove two bolts. There's one up here above the driver's side, one over on the passenger side. After we get those out of the way, we can move into the back seat and get the rest of the fasteners out of the way. Now, once we have those first two bolts out, we have a couple more in the back here, and to access those, we're going to fold down the back of the rear seat. But before we start removing some of those fasteners, we also need to unhook the electrical connector in our hardtop. If we slide the seat belt out of the way, we've got a box right here on the driver's side, just outside of the roll bar here. There's a little tab that we can push in and pull this cover towards the inside of the vehicle. It'll pop right off for us. Now we've got an electrical connector here with a red locking tab. I'm going to slide that red locking tab towards the front of the vehicle and then depress the tab. Then we can simply lift the connector up out of the retaining clip here. Now, one of the really nice features that Jeep went ahead and designed into the Gladiator is what to do with this connector after you've unplugged it from the hardtop. You can see we've got a little cover plate right here on the interior trim. Well, if you go ahead and grab the key that came with your Gladiator, we can use the key just to pry up on that panel slightly. And what we'll reveal under here is a convenient place to store this plug. It'll actually drop right into place here. And there's a little faux connector that it plugs right into. We can tuck the wiring down and then reinstall that panel. That gives us a nice, neat appearance when we have the electrical connector unplugged from the hardtop. It's hidden away. It's not going to get caught on anybody's clothing as they're getting in and out of the Jeep. And overall, it just gives it a really finished appearance. We go ahead and pop that other panel right back into place, inserting the tab and then pushing it outbound, and it'll lock right back into place. Now at this point, we have a couple more fasteners we need to remove. You see there's one right in front of the electrical connector here on the driver's side. There's one in the same place over on the passenger side. And then we've got 4 bolts running along the back side behind the back seat. We'll go ahead and get those all out of the way, and we'll move on to the next step. And now that we've got all of our hardware removed from the hardtop, you may be wondering where you can store this. Well, Jeep has thought about that as well. here in the back seat, if we go ahead and flip up the seat bottom on the driver's side, we're going to find a convenient storage area that's been designed to not only hold the hardware from our hardtop, but also from our doors if we fold down our windshield, as well as if we decide to remove the underseat storage here in the back. Simply lift up on the lid, and we can go ahead and drop all the hardware into the designated spot underneath the cover. And we can go ahead and reinstall the cover by simply snapping it back into place and folding back down the seat bottom, and we can rest assured knowing that we'll know where our hardware is when it's time to put the hardtop back on our Gladiator. Now at this point, we're ready to go ahead and remove the hardtop from our Gladiator. I recommend you getting a friend to give you a hand lifting it off so that you don't hurt yourself or damage your hardtop. Now, the top on the Gladiator does present some storage challenges that are different from storing a Wrangler's hardtop. Of course, with a Wrangler, we've got a whole back section normally here that allows you to set it down on the ground without worrying about it falling over. However, with the Gladiator, having the shortened back end here, when you set it down on the ground, it's going to want to tip forward. Now, Jeep has a solution for that. If you look in the side pocket of your Freedom Panel storage bag, you're going to find a pair of these rubber hardtop chocks. Now these have been designed with 2 grooves in them in sort of a T-shaped pattern here that allow you to install them on the edge of the hardtop just behind the opening of the rear door. With these in place, they allow you to set the hardtop on the ground and then lean it forward, resting on its front edge. Now, in my opinion, I don't really recommend storing your hardtop in this way. I think it's going to be prone to getting damaged very easily. I think the better option is to grab something like the Quadratec hardtop storage cart that's been designed specifically for the Jeep Gladiator's hardtop and allows you to store the top in an upright position. And that's all it takes to get the hardtop off of your 2020 or newer Jeep Gladiator. Used to be here, now it's over there, and now we have this. If you guys have any comments or questions on how to get the top off of your Jeep Gladiator, you can always leave those for us in the comment section below. You'll definitely want to hit that subscribe button so you're sure to catch all our latest tips and tricks right here from the Quadratec Academy. Till next time, I'm Rob. I'll see you guys out on the trail.